Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Like, what day is it? I don't know. Happy Thursday. Oh, everybody sit down and take a big collective sigh. Just gonna sit here and wait for my friends. It's always so fun. I can never, it's like, okay, wonder who's gonna come play today. We have a little play date. So I'm just gonna wait for you guys to join me. I apologize. I am late again. Crazy morning. Not even going to explain. Crazy morning, lots going on. Good morning. Good morning. I see you start to pop in. Good afternoon, which is more likely. You guys could be at all different times of the day. Whatever it is, glad to see you. Come on in. Hi, Stacy. Hiya. Hiya. Hi, John. Come on in, guys. I think I saw Tammy for a second there. Coming and going. I hope my internet decides it's going to play nice today. So I hope you guys are here for the what's the word? Long haul. That's what it is. We're going to have a little bit of fun. I'd love to be more interactive. Tell me how you're doing today. It's been a very crazy, jeez, life is crazy. Life is crazy. Trying to sort it out, trying to figure out who we are, what we're here to do, how we're supposed to go about it. So many things. So the energies have been very, very intense. And I've been getting that from a lot of people. It's very difficult to navigate the seas. So, trying to help you. Good morning, Lisa. Nice to see you. Good afternoon. Here on the East Coast, too. I might as well be in morning mode. I had a vaccine yesterday. It made me very tired. So, I've just been in my own little fog all morning. So, I've come out of the fog. See, it's not such a bad thing. We've survived 2 of them. Second one, I've survived it. So far, it's been okay. It's not been difficult at all. So anyway, I'm looking to find out how you guys are doing, and we're going to take it in a direction of really tuning in for a second and see where my higher self wants to go. And when I do that, I can't, my conscious mind kind of steps aside, so there's a little moment of silence, because the conscious mind likes to blah, blah, blah. So hold on for a second. So we're calling in Archangel Michael already. I've been feeling surrounded by angels today. So calling them in, letting you feel. Steve has been very present for off and on for a week or two, really more intensely than usual. My sense is that as this veil between us is pretty much non-existent, if we pay attention, if we tune in, we'll find those loved ones just so easy, so much easier than we ever did before. So if you're having, that's kind of a double-edged sword. If you're seeing things, I've been having a lot of third eye activity, a lot of flashes of light, a lot of shadow kind of stuff when I was down in Florida, different crazy things that I'm not used to. Please know that these abilities that are inside of you are being greatly enhanced, and so it's nothing to be afraid of. Don't let fear pull you in, but kind of enjoy it. Enjoy it, because you know that it's been a rough year, and life is rough. We've all had great losses. So as we come back into this energy, we find that those people that we thought that were gone are still so close. So I just got my message from Steve today. As soon as I start looking him up, oftentimes I get a song. And I believe that the song that has been coming to me recently is Still My Girl. And I feel like that's his way of saying, no matter what you do, no matter who you are with, no matter what goes on in life, you will always be my girl. So it's beautiful, these messages that we receive, the love that we're still able to receive from those people that we thought were long gone. They're not. They're so close. It's so close to us now. It's always been close, but we've always had this brick wall, like we just can't seem to get a good, clear communication. And so it's not that way anymore to those who are tuning in. And I know, Stacy, I know you're one of them. John, you're one of them. Some of you people are like very, very in tune to spirit, to everything that's going on in that other, I guess you could call it, dimension. So, and also, our TV did something crazy the other night. Only I saw when rewinding so Carrie could see it, it wasn't there. That's very cool. That is very cool, Stacy. I've been doing that too, and it'll be, if I'm in the room with someone else, I'll say, did you just see that flash of light? And they're like, I got no idea what you're talking about. So I know exactly what you're talking about. We're seeing things that we're privy to, that nobody else seems to. It's kind of very Harry Potterish, isn't it? It's like nobody's really, so often the people that were around, they're just not tuning in. So it's all about tuning into those energies that are all around us all the time that we choose to not believe in. So why would I not choose to believe? There's no way that I cannot, because if I didn't believe years ago, I would have totally missed every sign and symbol that I was being given. So those sign and symbols, hi Michael, those signs and symbols come from many sources. They come from those loved ones that have passed. They come from your ancestors. They come from your higher self. They might even be coming from other versions of yourself. They're coming from angels. They're coming from your guides. They're coming in so many different ways. And so if you're paying attention, and this is a game that I love to play, and I promised you guys, I feel this excitement. One thing, and way back to the writing of Anchor Light, it was all about treasure maps. I'm still obsessed with the idea of treasure maps. I'm obsessed with the idea of following signs and symbols. And I don't know, one of the first books that I ever read as I started to really wake up was a book on numerology by Dan Millman. He really, really woke me up because I like to see the patterns. I'm really obsessed. There was a show on years ago. Steve and I used to watch it. And I can't remember. Touch? I think it was Touch. And it was about a little boy who was very autistic, and yet he could see, he was aware of things that other people aren't aware of, and he had experiences, and he was able to see like threads that were going, that were connecting different things together, and I was really, really drawn to that because, excuse me, because there's truth in all of that, because we have chords, we have treasure maps, we have this path, these different pathways. Sorry, my tongue is not online yet. So you can imagine yourself getting up to a place in life where you have different paths. You're standing there at a forest, and you could go to the left, and you could go straight, and you can go right. And typically I go in a totally different way, scrambling over and under the logs. I'm going to make my own path. I've always been like that. But you could see where the golden chords are kind of directing you. And even though you don't know specifically why you make certain decisions, and that's where I want to go today. You don't really know for sure why you feel a certain way. You don't know why you made a certain decision. You might have made a decision a long time ago, and you're like, man, why would I ever do that? Like my conscious self now would never do that. And yet when I was younger, it seemed like the right path. And so as you take that, you kind of start to take that into a different perspective. I realized that when I was young, I had different directions that I could have gone. I could have taken an easier route. I never take easy routes. I'm trying to learn how, but I'm going to go the difficult way. There is something inside of me that always seems to take the tough route because there's more possibility for growth. So you're standing there and you're like, okay, I got these different pathways that I could take. If I go that way, it's going to be pretty easy. I'm going to slide on through this existence, and I'm going to get to the end of my life and I go, wow, that was fun. And then I'm going to go on and maybe come back again. You might decide to go down the center, and it's going to be difficult, but maybe not too horrible. And then you also have the option of taking a really tough road. That path that's going to lead you through all the brambles. You might fall over a cliff if you're not careful. Everywhere around you there's snakes and big bears and tigers that want to eat you. And yet so many of us as empaths chose to take that path. And the reason that we chose to take that path is because we're very advanced souls. All of us, so many of us are very advanced. We've played this game before. We don't want to come back in and do the same old boring stuff again. Why would we do that? I've already done all that stuff. I don't need to do that. I don't need to learn those lessons. But I want to learn those. I haven't done those yet. And I know, and Steve has made sure I understand this, I know that I wrote all of these difficulties into my story this time. I know that I made it painful. I know that I brought with me those ingredients that were going to bring about great pain and suffering and loss and all of those things, because that was my path to choose, because I'd already played this game in easier ways, and I wanted to really be challenged because my soul loves to grow. And that's the bottom line. The soul wants to grow. The soul wants to feel as if it's advancing. It wants to learn. And it will put itself, you will. It's not really a good way to put it, but you will, your soul, will give you opportunities to grow and to learn all the time. And if you're anything like me, you're like the type that'll go, okay, just bring it. I remember after Steve died, it was like, okay, that's as painful as it's going to get. To me, it was like, I can't imagine going through anything worse than that. So, whatever it is that I came to this planet to do, and whatever kind of lessons that I've got to learn, and whatever kind of abilities can come in, and whatever kind of soul growth I can experience, I am open and ready to receive. And I will tell you what, I can tell you, you've got about 4 or 5 spirit guides I do that are just standing there shaking their head. They're just like, oh gosh, this is going to be tough. They're like, I cannot believe her doing all this stuff. Because we set ourselves up. Because we want to grow and we want to learn. There's nobody's out there punishing you. Nobody's out there trying to make your life more difficult. Nobody's out there saying, well, you really screwed up in that lifetime, so guess what? Now, you might have set yourself up for that. You might have said, wow, I was really horrible. And you allow for karma. And you might come in a position where you're a starving child over in another country, or a woman who's been horribly abused, or a child that comes into the world with horrible disabilities, something like that. You might have set yourself up for that. But it was up to you to do that. Nobody's punishing you. There's no judgment. That's really a big story that people tell us to get control of us. There's no judgment on the other side. Please hear me when I say that. They don't judge your decisions. You can make whatever decision you choose. There is no right, there is no wrong. But hopefully you're paying attention to your intuitive senses in that beautiful treasure map that you've laid out for yourself. And you go, well, okay, I see everything's kind of directing me in that way, and I could go after that treasure. I see something there. Let me go see if I want to go off in that direction. And you open up that treasure chest, and you're like, oh gosh, just what I wanted. Or it might be a new challenge to another treasure chest. Whatever it is, whatever your soul wants a challenge. Okay, here's a challenge for you. And you're going to get redirected, and you're going to be pushed around, and you'll be one of those, you watch a boat or a ship that's out at sea and a bad storm comes along and it's just like over the waves and getting shoved around and doing all this crazy stuff. And that's us. Oftentimes, we're still in this world. We're still physical. And the world still continues to push us around and we are continually receiving challenges. We're continually deciding if we want to continue on this difficult road. And I do believe that at any point you can get off the ride. At any point you can say, okay, I'm exhausted now. I don't want it to be so difficult. And so then you might decide to take an easier path. And your life will continue to redirect all the time. I have this thing for people who do readings, long-term readings. And they don't give the disclaimer that every person in every aspect of your life and every decision that you make, even if you choose to take a different route home that day, or you choose a different food to eat, or you choose to spend more time on one thing than the other, everything is so perfect in the way that it works. Hi, Carol. Everything comes together so perfectly that your pathway is continuously changing. With every breath you take, you get to redirect. You get to construct. You get to change things. You get to decide if you want to continue to play out that karma. And here's the trick. Hear me when I say this. Humanity has already learned all the lessons that are related to fear. And that includes anything. Fear is anything that is lower vibrational. And humanity, our human race, we collectively have already learned everything that is in that. So once we've all graduated, and which we actually have, we just don't know it yet, then we come to a place of, well, you know what? You're done with school. Now you can go ahead and finish out that class if you want to. You can take another class if you want to. You can take as many classes as you choose to, but you've already graduated. So if you don't want to go back to all those really painful lessons, if you're just kind of like, okay, I'm done with that kind of pain, I don't need to keep experiencing that, You don't have to continue serving out karma or soul contracts. Now, remembering that soul contracts will affect those in your life and those that may come in all the way through. There's this beautiful blend of energy, and we all kind of come and go into one another's lives. And so you might feel a soul contract for a certain human. You're like, "Ah, that person's in my life for a reason. There's something that I need to do for them. Maybe in a past life they did something for you and you've decided to return that in this life. You've decided to do that really beautiful thing for them so that they have a chance." And I'll be honest, it's not always an easy thing. I do believe that Steve, as my soulmate, chose to come into my life and show me what love was and teach me how to love me. And then when he stepped out, he taught me even more about loving me and more about who I really was. And he came back in and brought out this beautiful energy. And I've just gone through this perfect miracle. He's brought such a miracle into my life. So that soul contract, even though it's had so many beautiful pieces to it, was painful. And yet he fulfilled it by stepping back out of physical form when it was time. So remembering that these soul contracts can have really, really long-lasting effects. They can be difficult. They can be painful. They're not necessarily easy. But you get to choose. If you got somebody in your life and you're like, I have done everything I can to try to help this person or to try to move them forward and they're just leeching off of me and we're not getting anywhere. And you feel as if there's a soul contract. And even if you don't know for sure that there's a soul contract, you can just say, okay, Archangel Michael, please sever and remove any soul contracts relating to so-and-so so that we can play in an even playing field, so that there is no more need to try to do something that I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing with it, but I'm just hanging with it because somehow I feel like I'm supposed to be here. So you get to choose. So that's what I'm saying is nobody can fully give you a whole big reading. You know, if you've got a reading sitting someplace and it says, well, in 10 years you're going to have this happen, you're going to meet your soulmate at that time, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and you're still following that pathway, throw it away. Rip it up and say, nope, I don't have to follow that anymore. We're in a new energy now. This is not like it used to be. You are continuing to create your life with every breath that you take. And what kind of life do you choose to create? Do you choose to create love? Do you choose to create abundance? Do you choose to have anything? It's all up to you. What are you choosing? And where is the energy going? You say, well, I chose that and I didn't get it. Well, the energy that you put into it, was more important. It's always the thing that's going to create it. So say you've decided you're going to get a new house and it's going to be $150,000, and yet there's a part of you that's like, no way I'm ever going to get that loan. I've never gotten it before. I'm never going to get it again. And I'll go ahead and apply because I believe in this whole law of attraction that people keep talking about. But do you feel my energy shift? It's like words don't matter on the other side. We don't have vocal cords. We communicate through energy. So if you're trying to do something and you're only giving it lip service, you're just talking about it, talking, and you're not actually creating the energy for it, you will not likely get what it is that you're seeking, because it's that simple. It's a law and it works that way. You create it, you sit down, you act like the child, you daydream it right into physical form. I know it works, I've done it. But you have to daydream. And you have to be willing to put yourself in this space of just really using that amazing imagination as the most powerful tool in your tool belt, so that you can look at it and say, okay, so what do? You go, the other day I took my daughter we had to go sell her little MG. And so we're in this beautiful little town. Gosh, I love this town. The energy there is amazing and it's such a beautiful place. And I've always loved it since the first time I went there a few years ago. I just fell in love with it. And so we were close enough. I said, I just really want to go. It's called Highlands. Okay, well, Highlands has been a word for me since I was born. Every time I see Highlands, I'm like, my treasure map. Ding, 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 ding. So I love this town. It's sitting on the top of a mountain. There's a glassy lake. And you go up this curvy little road. And then it takes forever to get up that road. And there's like waterfall after waterfall after waterfall. And one of them is so amazing. You park your car and you walk downstairs and you circle around and you go under a full-on waterfall. You walk right under it and the mist hits you in the face as you're walking under it. And it's just the most powerful, amazing place to be. And it's just down the hill from this town that I love so much. And when we were sitting there, I went to my favorite little sandwich shop. I love the people there. They charge a lot, but they're so friendly. They know everybody's name, and they make the healthiest little sweet food, and they got great drinks. And their desserts are amazing. Oh gosh, they're so good. It's such a sweet little place, and they have this little courtyard. And in that little courtyard are all these cute little shops, and there's a very old bookstore there. And oftentimes in that bookstore, right in the window, sits a big yellow cat. He just lays there. He wasn't there. I'm worried about the big yellow cat. I think maybe he passed because there's a little cat statue out front. But it's got something. It's got Shakespeare on it. And I walked into that the other day, and I was like just breathing because it's all old books, and it's like perfume to me. The smell of old books is like magic to me. And so we sat there and we had this beautiful little meal. The weather was perfect. Down on the bottom of the mountain, it was hot. And we got up there, the weather was cool, and there was this breeze blowing, and it was soft. And I was like, this has got to be heaven. It's got to be heaven. So here, what I told, let me get back to the story. We were going in and out. There's the stores there are a little ritzy. It's kind of an expensive place to live, and the stores are fancy. And the clothes are kind of expensive. Everything's a little expensive. And yet, as we go through this manifestation, the idea is to not look at the price tag. It's to just go through and go, oh, I love this. And you feel the fabric, and you know what you like. There was a furniture store that was amazing. You know, like for one chair, it was like $3,800 for a leather chair. It was crazy expensive in there. And I loved it. And I sat down in that chair and I felt what it was like to sit on that. It was like formed to my body. It was the most perfect chair. And I touched things and I looked at things and I smelled it. And I went in another store and it smelled like linen, fresh linen. And I was just like, really, my daughter and I were just really, really enjoying what it feels like to shop there in a place with people who have a lot of money. Because as you're manifesting, hi Julie Kiss, as we close, I'm going to read that in just a second, Stacy. As we're manifesting, it's very important for us to go and put ourselves in the place of what we really want to be. There is actually, money is just energy. It becomes cash, but it's energy first, and we're really good at managing our energy, right? So money is just an after effect. It doesn't hold any power. You hold the power. Your energy holds the power. So you want that, you want to live, I would love to have a cute little cottage right there, right on the top of that mountain in that cute little town that feels like home. Like, I sit there and I'm like, gosh, it feels like heaven here. It feels so good. So that's what I'm talking about. You create this energy inside of you and you sit there and you maybe go to that place and it feels like I'm in Switzerland. I don't know why I love that. I love Switzerland so much. It feels, I'm sitting there on the top of the mountain, all those waterfalls. The water is so glassy, it's so beautiful. And I'm sitting there in complete peace, just enjoying the feel of being there. And my soul is registering. And the universe is registering and it's going, oh, she likes that. She likes that. And we are romanced literally by the universe. The universe is like, wants to know, wants you to really fully register energetically what you love. So you go to those places, you're with those people, you feel that energy, you know what it's like, and you let yourself get into that place of absolute, total, and complete love. And when you do that, and the more you do that, you might be imagining it, you might meditate on it too, that works just as well. The more you do it, the more you will notice that the vibration of your life starts climbing higher and higher. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Julie. And the more your vibration raises, and vibration is everything. If you hold yourself in a high vibration, illness melts away. Depravity, scarcity, all these problems that you're like, God, I got all these huge problems. How am I ever going to get out from underneath this? I got all these bills. I got all this. I got all that. Don't sit there and think about it. Don't put all your energy in what you don't want. You don't want it. Don't talk about it. If you don't want it, don't talk about it. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Don't put yourself in that space where you're energetically in something that you don't want. Because you are becoming one of the most powerful energies on the planet. And so if you want something, if you want a different life, then you need to give yourself, your conscious self, those opportunities to experience the life that you're seeking. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Let me see, Stacy, what you got going on. I'm like you, Diane, never chosen the easy way. Yes, I know you. My theme song, Long Way Around by Dixie Chicks. You know what my theme song is lately, Stacy? It's always, Cowboy, Take Me Away. I love Dixie Chicks. Carol, me too. I know, we've done this. There's a reason why we've done it. There's nothing wrong with it. We've chosen to have these experiences, so it's okay. We chose the yucky stuff, but you know what? It's just who I am. Whenever I get a plate of food, you know what I'll do? I'll eat the stuff I don't like that much first, so I can save my really good stuff, so that the last bite in my mouth will be something that's really good. Or when I've got to do homework, I'll get the stuff out of the way that I really don't want to do first, so that I can enjoy the stuff that I get to towards the end. So it's like I'm rewarding myself. So in life, I chose to get all the yucky stuff over first, so that I could have my reward and enjoy myself for the second half of my life. So I think that's just what we've done. Swallow that, chew on it, and swallow it. Okay, life has been really difficult. Does it have to continue? No, we already did it. Now we get to have fun. That's how I see it. Stacy, I'm at that point right now, trying to make the decision to move on. It isn't easy. It isn't easy. I've been there. I know what it feels like. I'll be there. It's just the way that I am. When it's time, it's time. And I was coming up with something yesterday. It came through to me very clearly. Let me see if I can voice it. I have an expiration date. Yeah, I think we all have an expiration date. With my first husband, that expiration date was well past time. I was pretty rotten spoiled by the time I got out there. It was pretty rough. It was rough. I know that we all have, as far as our relationships are concerned, oftentimes we need to set our own expiration date and say, okay, enough is enough. When am I going to say enough is enough and just be ready to take myself out of the equation? So do that for yourself. Maybe, Stacy, you say, okay, I'm going to tolerate this until this time. And if it doesn't change by that time, then I'm done. I've got to move forward, because more important than trying to make everybody else in the world happy is me fulfilling my contract here, me fulfilling my purpose. And if somebody is in my life that's holding me back, that's keeping me from that purpose, then I need to work with that. I need to work with myself and say, okay, sometimes I have to love and leave. Sometimes I have to say, hey, I really love you, and I can't stay like this. I was reading, it's funny, I got my moon chart the other day, or my whole astrological chart, and one of the things that it said about my kind of wiring is that I can't be held down. I can't be put in a box. If I get put in a box, if anybody tries to put me in a box, I will climb out of there kicking and screaming. And I know that's true. That's the way I've always been. I will climb the walls. I was even that way with Steve sometimes. I was climbing the walls. I don't want to be tied down. And more and more and more in the energy that we're in. And you tell me if you're like that too. Hi, Rebecca. More and more we're coming to that place where don't tie us down. This feminine, divine feminine is getting stronger and stronger. And we have work to do here. And I choose not to be tied down, held down, controlled in any way. There's no controlling this girl. This girl came here to do the work she came here to do, and I will not allow anyone else to take that dream away from me. And I hope you feel that way too, Stacy. If you're here for something, you are here for something important. And if you have someone in your life that's keeping you from that, then it's important for you to spend time with that. Now you can get, Steve told me once, because when he was going to pass, I got this very clear message. It was, I was mad at him for leaving, and he said, I know that you would have tried to do what you came to the planet to do if I'd have stayed with you, but you wouldn't have been able to do it. He was good enough that he knew that it was time to step aside. Most painful thing I've ever gone through in my life, and the most life-altering. So I think that it's more difficult when you're in a relationship with that person that's still with you physically, to be able to say, I'm sorry, I love you, and I can't stay. I've got to continue to grow. Then you get this boomerang effect. It was like with my last relationship, it was like when I needed out. I had well past my expiration date with that one too. And when I finally did let go, I shot out of there like an arrow. So know that. Don't be afraid when you're ready and you're really feeling it and you're ready to make those changes. When you cut those ties that are holding you back, you're like, poof, you fly. You fly. So I hope that helps you today. Let's see. You're absolutely right. I have already made the decision that come next fall after the road trip, I'll be reevaluating the expiration date. Very good. Very good. Rebecca, can't stop me. I will shake, rattle, and roll. Go, go, go. Sing it, girl. Sing it, sing it. So who would like to go? Anybody who'd like to stick around with me for a little bit longer, we'll do a quick meditation. I've got other little things that I got to get done today, so I need to get that going. And it's getting hot up here. So we got to do it so I can turn that air conditioner back on. So let's go ahead and get your feet planted. We're just going to be in a place of open. Just open. Being open today. It's so important right now to have an open mind and an open heart. If you have set yourself solidly on the idea that this is the way it's got to be and this is how I see it, and you're not willing to bend or open to the idea that something has changed, then you're only going to hold yourself back. So in this time of meditation, please focus on your heart being open and your mind being open, allowing your heart to guide you in the directions that you need to go, okay? So take a big breath and put those feet on the floor. Feel them. You put your feet down, and if you just say the word ground, those roots come out, and they go all the way down into the earth, and they're just so beautiful. And that Mother Gaia down there, she likes to send you all this beautiful healing as you're sitting there resting. So be still. Feel the centers of your feet. Can you feel the heat? You're pushing your energy down into your feet, all the way down into the earth. And they are coming in, Archangel Michael. Thank you. Coming in to protect each one of us. Severing any cords or attachments, any earthbound spirits, any old soul contracts that we don't need anymore, old karma, ancestral energy. Many of us are carrying energy of our ancestors so we can resolve things from the past. Let it go. It's all right now. You don't need to carry that stuff anymore. Your ancestors understand. Everything has been resolved. It's okay to let it go now. So breathe deeply, pulling that energy from your feet all the way up your legs. Pull it up into your spine. And it's hitting that root chakra. And it's getting it spinning, spinning, spinning. If you would like, you can say yes, and your angels will come in and help you clear those chakras, getting them spinning, allowing you to have this beautiful energy flow today. So just see yourself. What I like to see lately, and I'm not sure when this happened, was I literally just see a tornado. It starts at the root, and it just starts coming up and coming up and coming up. And pretty soon it's just right on through, all the way up to the top. It's very quick that way. Tornadoes are fast. So you can see yourself having that tornado effect, just throwing off. As it moves up, it's just throwing off anything that's holding you back. Bringing you to a place of clarity. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel, for coming in. Clarity coming in. Ancient wisdom coming in. Your higher self entering the building. I see us in this beautiful, massive marble, it's white marble building right now. See yourself there with me. We're standing on the steps at the bottom, and our feet are kind of cold. When you put your feet on this marble, it's cool on the bottoms of your feet, and it's very smooth. And if you look up, you can see all these stairs. And you can start to climb those stairs, and at the top, there's a door for each one of us. And there's a loved one or a spirit guide, someone that you know, waiting by your door. Just envision them there and climb those steps. You might have 10, you might have 20, you might have 5. It's up to you. Just count yourself back and go deeper into meditation with every step. And as you get to the top, you can accept a big hug from that loved one if you like. A little sob, that's okay. They're right there. They're so close. They want to show you something today. They want to show you something that is you, your true self, who sat down in this beautiful marble building, this hall of records. You had your own room. They're going to show it to you. And you sat there and you had this quill and you had this notebook and you sat there, parchment paper, writing out. And it comes up in golden, bright golden lit ink. You wrote this book, this story of your life. And in there you put little treasures to find. And depending on how creative you are, you might have created an entire treasure map to take you through life. So I want you to let them take you to that place, to your own room. And the door, as you get close to it, it squeaks open. It's got this creaky sound. And everybody's door looks a little different. Some of you have antique doors, and some of you have beautiful new doors, and some are gold, and some are brass, and some are copper, and whatever it is that you really like. Some are stainless. No, stainless steel is what I was thinking, but that's not what I wanted. Glass. What is it? Stained glass. That's what it is. Stained glass windows. Bright colors. The light shines through them, making rainbows and beautiful lights on the wall. And when you see your door, and you'll know it when you see it because you created it in the first place, I want you to go to it. And I want you to go in. The key is in your pocket. You've always carried it with you. Reach in your pocket. Pull out the key and open your door. And as you open it, everything is there. You have flying creatures in there. All of your imagination is in that room. All of them, the crazy things that your imagination has come up with, it's all in there. All the lifetimes that you've ever lived, there's magic floating around. Magical creatures. There's love. There's clouds with hearts. Whatever it is you'd like to have there, it's all in there. And these are all things that come to life in this lifetime. They pull from all of your beautiful creations, get pulled into your life in one way or another. And maybe they don't look as magical when you see them in this earth plane, but they're still there. You know it when you see it. You look up at the clouds and you see that dragon. Or maybe while you're walking through the forest, you can sense those fairies around you. Maybe your eyes can't see them, but your heart knows. All of these beautiful things that you have created now in past lives and in the time that you were on the other side when all you had was all of the, I don't even want to use time because they don't have time. Nothing stopped you. You could create and create and create. You had all the materials. You were painting. You were playing with dough. You were creating magnificent things. And they're all in that room. Look around. What do you see? Now I want you to sit down at the table. There's your parchment paper. There's your quill. And I want you to start to leaf through that book. And when you get to the place where you feel like you're right where you are right now, you can make modifications if you'd like. If it says you've got 10 more years of suffering, you can say 0. Done. Check it off. I've done that already. If it says you're going to go through illness, disease, no, erase that away. I've decided not to. If you're going to go through some kind of pain, if there's something going on in your life and you're like, oh, I don't like that at all, I need that to go away. Okay, you got a big pink eraser sitting right beside you. Just take it off. It's magical. You don't even have to push it back and forth. Just, it's gone. It's gone. If there's something there that still needs some care, you're going to call in your angels now and say, I need this taken care of. I'm done with it. I need you to come in. Clean it up in my physical life too. I've chosen to end this struggle. I feel your energy shifting. It's beautiful. Pull that energy in. Pull it into your heart. Just let it spread out. Isn't it beautiful to be here where you can change? those aspects that don't feel good. See yourself now. You're sitting there with this account in front of you. Unlimited. Just write down it. You don't need dollars and cents on that anymore. Just erase all that off and just say unlimited. I've chosen to be unlimited. I don't have any more limits. I'm erasing all limits. I'm done with those. I am a magical creature. I am so powerful. And I'm pulling it into this lifetime. If I ask, I believe I receive. Always. Feels good. Doesn't it feel nice? The angels are just lifting things away. They're just cleaning things up for you. You've got this whole team of little angels, and they're in there. Whatever you ask, just ask. And I'm cleaning it up for you. I'm changing things around for you. Let's begin to live the life of our dreams, the good dreams, not the nightmares. No more nightmares. Wiping away like a big chalkboard. No more nightmares. I'm in a time of ease. I'm in a time of abundance. I'm in a time of love. I'm in a time of peace. And I'm bringing it into the world. And I'm sharing it with those creatures down there that are struggling so much. I've chosen to share this beautiful energy of abundance, of love, of peace, all of that. Great health, no more illness. We're sharing it. So now I want you to take that. Let's see. You've got this little basket. And I want you to just start putting some of those magical items that are there, put them in the basket to bring back with you. What would you like to bring back? What do you want to bring into the earth? Great peace. Wiping out the idea of bombs and guns and violence. No more hunger. What do you want to bring back to the earth to share? Food for every little baby. That every baby would come into the earth being loved and cherished and valued. And they would all have all the food they need and a warm place to sleep. Soft bed and toys to play with. Just do it. What do you want to put in there? Wiping away hunger, taking that right off the board. No more hunger. No more suffering. So you've got a basket filled with those beautiful qualities that you want to bring back. Take a big breath. Hold them close. You can bring a basket of things for yourself too. Bring a couple of gifts that you'd like to experience yourself. It's okay to think of yourself. It's okay to take good care of you. What do you want to bring back? Write it in your book. Okay, it's time for this. Write it up. And when you're done, and when you feel like you've done enough, and if you want to stay for a while, you can. If you're ready, I want you to put that pen down. I want you to go back over that loved one standing there, their hand out to you. Wants to bring you back out. So you take their hand, and as you go out of your room, you close that door again, and you reach back in your pocket and you lock it. It's your space and only your space. You can come back to it anytime. You're taking the key with you. Come back to it anytime you like. And then you're going to feel your feet on that cold again as you're walking back down those steps. We're going to count down together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're right back at the bottom. And I want you to begin to feel your feet. I want you to begin to feel that energy coming back into your physical body. Thanking the angels for the healing, for the clarity, for the love, for the protection. Thank you, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Raphael. Thank you to Jesus, to the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin. We've had so many, and to each one of you and your higher selves. I'm so grateful for you today. You created this when you came into this space. And as you're feeling that energy, it's kind of tingly, isn't it? Coming up into your feet. It's going back up into your legs. Pull it all the way up. Bringing yourself back into awareness, into your arms, your shoulders, your hands, to your face, all the way up to your crown. Pat yourself on the back. Job well done. Well done. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, John. You guys have a beautiful day today. As you come back up out, if you choose to stay there, that's okay too. Just stay there. I'll be done. You continue to imagine. Rest peacefully. Feel the healing. Feel that beautiful energy for however long you need. Take really good care of yourselves today. Have a wonderful day, just as John says. Enjoy your day. Take good care. I will see you again really, really soon. Bye for now.